What's up, guys? First video this week is going to be based on a lesson that we're doing here in school. And in school, some of my students are learning about an artist by the name of Seurat and a style of art known as Pointillism. So as you can see here, I have already sketched out a little spring flower drawing. I've made other videos in the past on how to do a flower, or you could just make up your own. But you'll notice what I did is I drew it very lightly in pencil. Now, the whole point of Pointillism is simply to color and shade using nothing but dots. Okay? Now you'll remember that whenever I have taught you in the past to shade using a colored pencil or crayon, I talk about hand pressure, where you're pushing very, very hard in one spot to show the shadow and very light in the other. Well, when you're doing it with dots, what you're doing is I'm putting down dots, just like this. You see my hand going up and down. And the way that I show shadow is the closer the dots are together, the darker the area, almost like they're just overlapping. Okay? But then the further apart the dots go, I'm going to start to slowly space them out further, the lighter the area. Okay? And so that's how shadow is created. So what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to start by making a lot of dots close together. And if I were coloring this with a crayon, this is where I would be pushing hard. Okay? And as I go up, I'm going to choose this side right here to keep the dots pretty close together, because the sun's coming down and it's going to reflect on this side a little bit more. And now I'm going to start to just simply space the dots out a little bit more on this edge. Okay? To show some shading in the flower, I'm going to push the dots pretty close together at the bottom. And as I go out, I'm just going to space them out a little bit. Now here's the thing, guys, this is not a race. A lot of kids have a hard time with this technique because what they want to do is go as fast as they possibly can to making all these dots. Okay? That usually does not look good. You need to strategically decide where each one is being put so that you actually get the effect of shading. Okay? And this takes a lot longer than coloring, which is why I had the flower pre-drawn and I'm not spending time making a video on how to draw the flower. Now you don't have to do this with a flower, you can do this with whatever you want. Now this technique, we're talking about a style of art called Pointillism, but this technique actually has another name. It's called Stippling. There we go. Now, I'm using a regular old Crayola marker, which is pretty thick. Now, if I were to really, really want to get detailed, I would be using very small, fine point markers. Actually, probably markers of all different colors. Maybe I'd have one that was thick, one that was medium, one that was small, and I would use all of those different colors to get the shading effect that I wanted. Some yellow in the middle. And what do you say we go with a pink flower? So the way I'm going to shade my flowers is I'm going to put some very heavy dots towards the bottom here on each one of these. Okay? And then as I go out, with each row, I'm going to kind of space them out a little bit more. And what's okay to do is to come back in, okay? So I could go like, that's not enough. So I want to come back and make it heavier even further. And I can take my time to really decide how I want those dots to be. Okay? And you're going to keep going around. All right? And you're going to do the same thing for the sun, the same thing for the grass. You could even do some shading for the sky up there. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I don't want to spend the whole time having you guys watch me make dots. I think you're getting the idea. What I'm going to do is I am going to take a picture of this, and I'm going to make that the picture of the completed picture flower, the thumbnail for the video. So I think you'll get the idea. So again, guys, this video is mainly, the purpose of this is for my kids in class so that they have this to refer to when we learn about our Pointillism project. But I plan on making some more drawing videos of some characters and things also today, so those will be posted very shortly. Thanks, guys. Give this a try.